Hey, sports fans, it's Mo Carter. Every high school football team in the Tennessee Valley has a goal of hoisting up a blue map at this year's Super 7 in Birmingham. And in order to get there, you have to do work in the off-season. This summer, the Fox 54 sports team chatted with a number of squads about their upcoming season. And you can check out some of your favorite teams right now on another edition of the First Down Friday Night Preview Series.
Jordan Miller, one closest to me, number 74, Mason Lawrence, senior. In the middle, Dakota Crawford, number 16, senior. And on the far end, Cole Drinkard, number 11, sophomore. These young men have done a great job all summer. Mason plays center for us. Dakota plays defensive end, tight end, and Cole is our starting quarterback. Anybody with any other questions?
I'll start. Cole, let me ask you one as a quarterback. Touching the ball every play, how do you deal, obviously, with the stress of playing that tough position?
It's a game. You out there to have fun, compete. That's the way I look at it.
If you make a mistake, throw a pick, how do you deal with that?
Just next play, next drive.
Hey, Coach, it's your first year. I wanted to ask you, this program has been really close to reaching the postseason the last couple of seasons. For you, as the head man in charge, how are you trying to continue to kind of instill kind of a mentality that we are that close as a program, and more importantly, trying to kind of break through and reach the postseason?
So first off, we start with the idea that, the name on the chest matters. Being Brewer matters, that we are all a family together. We are all together in it, that we can't do it without the other one. So taking away the concept of me ball, where I'm out there for myself, getting them to understand, like, if you're 5 offensive linemen, all 5 guys have a job to do. All 5 guys are required to step. Maybe you're stepping right on an inside zone play, but your combos are going to be different. You may be uncovered, covered, working up to the second level. If you're the quarterback, you've got to identify different things, so he's got to do his job. Dakota playing tight end for us. If he comes out there, he may block, he may run a route. And also just fundamentals, living in our fundamentals, because at some point in a game, something is going to go crazy. At some point, like Cole got asked, what happens when you throw an interception? He said, next play. We fundamentally teach that. To be next play. If he has a bad throw in practice, we're next throw. We're moving on from it. We're going to say what we need to fix and then make it happen. And at the end of the day, that's how we look to reach the postseason like any other team. You look at the ones who are doing it year in and year out, is because they are fundamentally sound in what they do. They have a system that they run no matter what every single game, and that's what we're going to be. We are a system offense, a system defense that is fundamentally blueprinted to allow our young men to play with the most amount of strength, speed, and violence that they can every single play.
Do you appreciate the enthusiasm that the young men have had during winter conditioning, off season, and of course heading into fall camp, kind of understanding how much detail-oriented procedures for you and your team potentially help you as you try to make the playoffs this year?
Oh, definitely. We are overjoyed. For example, Dakota, he put up 385 pounds on bench press a while back. A lot of our young men, we've got 2 linemen squatting over 570 pounds. Got 18 plus guys power cleaning 225 or more. So we've had a great summer off season. They've really understood the emphasis of, for example, on Monday we focus on lower body. So we hit every lower body lift plus with a core added to it. So we do a main set, superset, and core lift. And they don't miss a beat. They don't skip reps. They're always encouraging each other. We've emphasized throughout the summer. We didn't have a spring, so we've emphasized in the summer as we've put in getting out in helmets, doing certain fundamental things that we're allowed to do in preparation for 7-on-7s. They picked up the schemes really well. We've had good showings at both a 7-on-7 and O-line, D-line competition at Decatur High School, and we just had a lot of good things at the UNA 7-on-7. Came up a little short, 2 games by 2 points, and 1 game we ran out of time in. But all in all, they have done a great job. Couldn't be overjoyed with them.
Coach,
I think 3 teams won 5 games in the region last year. What's your outlook on the region this year from, I guess, the top, but also just the depth of it?
We play in one of the toughest regions, without a doubt, in my opinion, in North Alabama when it comes to 5A. You know, you look at teams like Guntersville, for example. Guntersville's going to be one of the ones that you always look to in that region just because of what Reese has built with the previous coach before him and Coach Isom and what he has done to continue that and everything. You know, nothing but the respect for everybody that we play. But the one thing is we're going to give them the respect, and then we're going to come at them the same way they're going to come at us. We're going to keep pushing and keep fighting. So I think, you know, each game matters in our region, no different than it does in every one, whether it is actually a region game or a non-region, that if you don't put your best foot forward, if you don't take the punches and swing back, that it's not going to fall your way. So to answer that, I think it's anybody's game. You look at it, myself taking on the head coach at Brewer, you've got a new head coach at Boaz and stuff, and we're just going to be excited to see what happens as we move forward each week.
Question here for the players, goals. It could be a team goal, it could be an individual goal. It could be something just how you want to build, you know, unity and for that for the season. So have y'all set any goals for the season?
I would like to make it back to the playoffs this year. I think that's a pretty good team goal to have this year. I feel like we should be able to make it and do good in playoffs.
Like he said, we made it to the playoffs freshman year, and with our entire O&D line being seniors this year, I think we can rally and rely on that strongly and potentially have a run at the state playoffs.
I would love to make the playoffs as well. Individual goal of mine is to have over 2,000 yards passing.
Another question here. You mentioned, you know, your freshman year, some of you in the playoffs. And it could be a player from them, it could be a player from, you know, even when you was playing Pee-wee. But who has been a player or a coach or a family member that's been somebody that's been instrumental in leading you and helping you when you were younger playing football?
Me and my quarterback, Cole Drinkard, have played together since we were about 7 or 8 years old, and he has always been there leading the team, playing quarterback since we were little, and dominating in the passing game.
I've been playing football since like first grade, and for the most part, most of my friends still play football now. So we've been playing together since we've been little. So all of us have really strong bonds on this team, and I think that will just help us carry this team further this year. Most of us are entering our senior year, junior year.
Do y'all have any type of pregame ritual before you go out on the field on Friday night? Anything that you guys do, music or anything?
We do normally have a speaker in the locker room. A lot of guys wear headphones and get in the kind of mood and focus they need to get in. But when it comes down to a ritual or a tradition, we don't have much of a ritual we do before games, but there is music and a lot of yelling and getting hyped for the game.
When you say a speaker, what type of speaker? Somebody from the school or?
A lot of times, our past head coach has brought in multiple speakers to preach about the gospel or to get us ready for the game, or we'll play music before the game.
Coach, the players beside you, you always say, you know, when people that, you know, coaches, they run players that they're counting on. So how much are you counting on the guys, you know, sitting to your right, you know?
Oh, without a doubt that I agree with you that you always have players that you're going to look to in crunch situations. I feel like we're blessed to have multiple. It was a really hard decision to decide as a coaching staff which was the 4 that was going to represent us here. It was not an easy decision by any means. So for them to be here, they have not only the trust of myself who's here with them, but the trust of all the coaches, because it was not a deal where like I went in saying, guys, I'm the head coach, these are the guys that are going. No, I looked at every coach and was like, who do you want to go to represent us? Because I feel like just as we asked the players to be a family, so should the coaching staff. So I asked each and every one of them before any decision was ever made. I weighed the thoughts of each assistant coach. We weighed them together to come up with these. Well, we had 4 coming. Cam Ballinger, unfortunately, wasn't able to be with us. He had an engagement that came out of nowhere. But, again, we could have brought handful of different order. We're blessed to have 20 seniors this year. We've got about 16, 18 juniors. Our sophomore class and our freshman class are our lightest, pushing about 10 and 8, but those will always grow as you go throughout the years. Until they're seniors, you'll always have some kids that come out their senior year and play. So we're really blessed this year to have the depth we need and a bunch of young men that are excited for what's coming up. So again, it was one of those deals. It was a very tough decision to decide.
A brand new season of Fox 54's First Down Friday Night begins on Friday, August the 22nd on Fox 54 and the Fox 54 Plus app.